And while we're at it, I'm going to go ahead and add the chilies and the onions. I don't add the cilantro till the very end. But I go ahead and add the chilies. And the onions. Stir all that in. Now, it doesn't actually even need to cook anymore at this point. If you were gonna be eating it right away, instead of canning it, and if it wasn't too runny for you, you could just finish it up, add the rest of the ingredients, and eat it just like this. It looks to me like this particular batch is actually pretty good consistency already without a whole lot of simmering, so I'm going to go ahead and finish it off. Add the cilantro and two other things. A little salt. For 2 jars of salt, probably about a ½ teaspoon or so. That's a lot less than would be traditional, probably, but I'm used to relatively low salt food, so I generally don't add as much. I have like half usually what recipes would call for. And we need, for each jar that's going to be canned, 1 tablespoon of just plain white vinegar. It adds some flavor. It also helps make sure the pH is low enough. Make sure it's acid enough for canning. Because tomatoes and peppers all vary a lot in how much acidity they naturally have in them. So adding the vinegar just makes sure it's got enough acid for good canning. And now it should be ready. If we're just going to eat it as is, you just go ahead and take that. And take a taste test. Yummy. Oh, it's ready. So now we fill the canning jars. We open them up. The canning jars. Across the lids and the rings. I just use a funnel and a ladle. I try to not completely fill one jar first and then the next jar, because you know the way you ladle things out, it tends to get, the first bit tends to be the wateriest, and then it gets less watery. It's thicker, and so I don't want the jars to wind up, some of them soupier and some of them chunkier than others, so I sort of go back and forth. Pepper trying to get away. See if we can get the last stuff in there. Hopefully, if you're lucky, there's just a little bit left over to have a snack from. Barely got enough left over. So, jars are filled. Put on the lids and the bands. Make sure the lids seat well. Tighten them down. Get the pressure cooker. Pressure cooker. Set them in the pressure cooker. Lid on the pressure cooker. Weight on the pressure cooker, 10 pounds. since we're below 1,000 feet. While the pressure cooker is heating up, is your chance to clean up the last little bit that's left in the pan. Yummy. As your final quality control test, of course. Well, once the pressure cooker starts doing its thing, on this go, I find I need to turn this down to a little bit below 8, 7.5 and 8. Set the timer. And let it pressure cook. When the timer runs down, turn off the heat and slide it over to cool. In the canning, it needs to cool gradually. You can't do these rapid cooling things because you don't want the canning seal to be broken. So we just let it sit there till it's cooled down enough to take the lid off. Nothing happens when you take that off. So now we take our jars out and put them on the cooling rack. I mix them a little bit. That's it.